Today's Mobility Monday. What I want to talk to you about today is probably what's one of the best movements or stretches that you can do pre-workout for pretty much any workout. Here we call it the Spider-Man. We do it all the time, especially on days where we're going to squat. This movement is ideal for anybody who sits a lot, which is everybody in society these days, especially if you have an actual desk job. But you tend to spend a lot of time a little more closed off in the shoulders, and it affects the level of mobility you have through the middle of your spine. And the middle of our spine is meant to be mobile. That's where a lot of our movement should come from. So this movement can help you loosen up in that area and regain some mobility in the middle part of your spine. It can also help you loosen up your inner thighs and get a little bit of a stretch on your hip flexors too if those tighten up. So if you're sitting around a lot during the day, or you're at home, or you're at a desk, whatever it might be, this would be a great stretch to get up and do every hour. And sometimes we'll kind of rep through these, and sometimes we'll sort of hold that stretch. And I'm going to show you some common faults and then 2 different ways to do this today. This is Noah, by the way. This is my little boy. So from a side view, if I'm going to do a Spider-Man stretch, we'll start in all fours. And then I'm going to take my feet back and get to a good solid plank position. And we're going to bring one foot up. Now, sometimes people can't bring their foot this far. So to help with that, you can go a little bit wider if you need to, or you might start a little bit further back. But one fault that we often see with this is people will jam up and they'll jam their knee forward and let their heel come up. We want that whole foot in contact with the ground. So as you loosen up, you should be able to work that foot a little bit further forward, or you can walk it up here. I'm going to keep this knee off the ground, especially if I'm trying to warm my hips up. And I'm going to bring the same arm up of this leg. When I bring this arm up, I rotate and I'll follow that hand with my eyes. I'm not going to let it flail back here. I just want to go up to where I can see my eyes, or I can see my fingertips right up there. Hold, come back down, place that hand, bring this leg back, this one up to that same spot, and rotate up. And remember, I'm not going too far, just straight up. Come down, place that hand back down, get nice and solid, come here, rotate up, straight up. It's very easy to want to just fall back, just go straight up. And you can rep these out, you'll get nice and warm, and you'll loosen up, and we can improve mobility in your middle spine. Now, if you want to make these a little bit tougher, there's another version. Most people would put their knee down, which is fine, you get a big stretch here. Keep this hand down, and rotate this arm up. So that is much more challenging in terms of mobility for your torso than doing it the other way. So this would be a little bit more of an advanced version. But you could go here. One way you can do it is bring the elbow down, rotate that elbow up. For me, I like to go from here, make sure I'm kind of pushing my knee out over here, and then bringing that arm up and coming back down. Now when you do this, what's cool is you can sort of push against that leg for leverage if you struggle. So it's harder for me on this side, so I know it's something I need to work on. So what we talked about today, we call this the Spider-Man stretch, like Spider-Man shooting his web up towards the ceiling. We want to make sure that the whole foot stays in contact with the ground when we bring it forward. We want to make sure that we don't overreach when we go through that movement. We just point those fingers up at the ceiling. And then we showed you 2 different variations of it. So this is probably one of the absolute best mobility movements that you can do as a person based on the lifestyles that most people live. So that was that was Mobility Monday here at BFP. Coach Joe, Coach Noah, hope you have an awesome day. If you have any questions, toss them in the comments below. Thank you.